This podcast is a member of the Place to Be Nation family. Visit us at placetobenation.com, the only place to be in your pop culture world.
Place to Be Nation, welcome to a brand new podcast where we will be diving into the world of the Wrestling Observer newsletter, the seedy underbelly of the Wrestling Observer newsletter, looking at matches where we believe that they should have, may or may not have broken the scale. We are adjusting 5-star matches for Starflation on this podcast, but I cannot do it alone. I have brought with me two of the finest gentlemen in the Place to Be Nation to help me along the way. First off is my fellow special relation host of the Wrestling's Chicken Salad on this fine feed, one of the Impact six-pack on Highway to the Impact Zone. It is Mr. Ben Locke. Ben, how the bloody hell are you?
Good evening, Calum. Good evening, everybody. I've brought my abacus ready so we can start, marking things off accordingly.
Yes, thank you for that, because I've got a calculator here. It's got many buttons that I don't quite understand on it, like the one that's got a wee cross, or one that looks like an X. So if you've got your abacus, that will come in well handy for this.
Apparently you can use spreadsheets as well, but who wants to do that really? Abacus and paper is the way to go.
I think so. I mean, that's how I was taught at school anyway. Good old pen and paper.
Absolutely.
Also joining me is a man that's probably never heard of an abacus, because they had already invented the scientific calculator before he was born. He is the host and teacher on Highway to the Impact Zone, amongst you'll hear his voice amongst many of the other podcasts on the Quad of Pods. It is the Mississippi Mud Pie, the Prince of Inappropriate, Logan Crosland. Logan, good evening.
Yeah, I've got my Texas Instrument calculator over here. I can do pretty much any math problem with that. So I've got that ready to go to tabulate what we're going through tonight.
Excellent.
You already know Logan's wrote boobies on that calculator, don't you?
He has.
He's ready to go.
It's just to make sure it works. 5318008. Just that's how you make it all work.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
You know that off the top of your head, that's it.
Of course I do. Of course I do. Jesus, we're going off the rails already on this new fine venture. I know. So
never coming out.
So hopefully it does come out eventually. Now we are on the now this is the concept of this podcast. We're joking about needing spreadsheets and abaci, pens and paper. The date that we are running with here now, this very special date, a historic event in the history of pro wrestling, June the 9th, 2018. The event that happened that night is Dominion 6-9 in Osaka-jo Hall. Historic for the fact that Kenny Omega and Kazuchika Okada's 2 out of 3 falls match that night was given 7 stars by Dave Meltzer. Now, up until Wrestle Kingdom the year before, January 4th, 2017, we had been using the well-renowned and well-defined by that point 5-star scale for rating matches. Now we are using a 7-star match, and it makes it, in my opinion, very difficult to compare matches from different eras. So what we are endeavouring to do is we are going back and looking at matches from before June the 9th, 2018 to adjust them for Starflation, hence the name of the podcast that you're currently listening to. So hopefully it's a very simple concept that we don't need the calculators and the spreadsheets and the formulas. Hopefully it is just a case of watching a match and just going, bang, that was excellent. That's just as good as Okada and Omega. Now, gents, have either of you watched any or all of the Okada Omega trilogy to get a feel of sort of the level that we're looking at here? I'll start with you first, Ben.
I'm not a big Japanese meat guy. I think we've sort of, on special relations, we've sort of gone into quite in depth on that. But I have seen the first match, and I personally don't know if I would go the full 7 on it. But yeah, it's worth 5 and then some. It's absolutely brilliant.
And yourself, Logan?
Yeah, I'm not a big Japanese guy either. I've tried to get in it a couple of times. Just it's something about it's just not my style for some reason. But I've definitely seen the first one, and I'm pretty sure I've seen the second one as well. But yeah, I've definitely seen the first one for sure, and it's an absolute banger without a doubt. So, yeah, for sure.
Yeah, same here. I've seen the first one, which was broke. The first one that originally broke the 5-star scale. He went 6 on that. I've seen the second one, the draw that they had the following June. That was 6. That was 6.25. So that gives us the sort of level that we're looking at. I've not seen the third one. I've only seen sort of a highlight package on YouTube that some trooper put on. So 7 is what we're going for, and then we will obviously go back to watch Okada and Omega at some point on that one. But there are 128 other matches, and we are going to be looking at a match tonight that was voted by the Place to Be Nation as the very best in the history of the WWF. We are going to go back to March the 23rd, 1997 at the Rosemont Horizon for WrestleMania 13. We will be watching Stone Cold Steve Austin versus Bret the Hitman Hart in the submission match.
Imagine that for over a decade, you have fought to reach the pinnacle of your profession. Then you walk away. When you return 6 months later, nothing is the same.
I've been screwed by Shawn Michaels. I've been screwed by Stone Cold Steve Austin. You scratch my back and I'll stab yours.
There is no respect.
Everybody in that dressing room knows that I'm the best there is, the best there was, and the best there ever will be.
Even your fans have changed. At the heart of this change is a man that spits in the face of your every accomplishment.
Ever since you came back, you ain't done nothing but cry.
He has attacked you physically and verbally.
If you put the letter S in front of Hitman, you've had my exact opinion of Bret Hart.
This man mocks your legacy.
Bret Hart on his best day can't lace my boots. I will beat the hell out of Bret, and that's the bottom line.
Injustice after injustice has forced you to snap.
Frustrated isn't the word for it.
Now the finger is pointed at you. You're the one who's changed.
He snapped, McMahon.
They say your ego is your enemy. There is only one solution. You must make Austin beg for mercy. But what if Stone Cold Steve Austin wins? What becomes of Bret Hitman Hart then?
So this was obviously given 5 stars by Meltzer. I think we all know the backup to the match, but sort of briefly, this was a match that was never supposed to happen. Austin and Hart had their back and forth building up to Survivor Series 96, and Bret was meant to go off and have the long anticipated rematch from WrestleMania 12 the year before in the Iron Man match, and was meant to get his win back against Shawn Michaels, who famously lost his smile around about February time and injured his knee to the point that he couldn't wrestle Bret at WrestleMania 16 but could jump on the announce table and do a little jig on top of it, much to Vince McMahon's delight and Bret Hart's anger, I would imagine. So we get an unanticipated banger in this one, and to think that this match was never meant to happen is quite amazing. So we have got this fired up on the network this side of the pond. Logan has got it queued up on the cock at 1 hour and 21 minutes exactly. So I'll give you a couple of minutes to get all that sorted. Now, I had this number 2 on my GWW list, and Ben, I know that you have this one. You had this one slightly higher on your list when we did the massive 10-hour review.
Slightly higher, yes.
Yes, ever so slightly higher than number 2.
It's it's the greatest match. Well, I think it's the greatest match of all time. I'll be totally blunt and honest before we even start. But having said that, it has also been a few years since I've seen it, so I'm very much looking forward to watching it again to see. Oh well, it's kind of that thing like when you watch a great, when you think about something from your childhood that's great, and then you watch it again, and it's not as great as you remember it. Yeah, I'm hopeful it is still going to be as fantastic as it was the first time I watched it. That's what I want. That's like the dream thing.
Fingers crossed that you enjoy it as much as you normally or you used to, Ben. And we could be getting our first 7 on the podcast straight away.
Everybody.
Logan, where did you have it on your list? Did you do a list?
I did do a list. It's actually the only list I've ever done because it was the one that I felt the most confident in. I don't exactly remember the order of a lot of stuff that I had on there, but I'm pretty sure it was at least number 3. It might have been number 2. I know, Calum, me and you had the same number 1, so yeah, I think it was probably number 2 for sure.
Well, that might settle what we're going to be doing for episode number 2 then. Straight away. Yes, I think it was highly rated. I think this one had a few number 1 votes. Obviously not from the younger members of the congregation and myself and Logan there, but certainly it got a lot of votes if in the top 2 or 3, if not the top one for a lot of people. So yes. 1 hour and 21 minutes is exactly as your timestamp on here. We are overlooking the Rosemont horizon. It's all dark. We're awaiting the entrances for both guys. So if you guys are ready, we'll click the button.
Mm-hmm.
And 3, 2, 1, play. Here we go. We're overlooking the match here. There's the ultimate male, Ken Shamrock, in the ring.
Introduce our special guest referee for this match.
We have the shit man with his hands in his face before the match. I'm just playing.
So we've got special refs can normally go one of 2 ways. You can be Gene Kiniski at Starcade 83, or you can be Steve Austin anytime he ever does it, and he just stands in the corner and lets the guys wrestle.
Yeah, I think Shamrock is very much of the second school.
Yes. I love Shamrock.
I used to love when they did this as well, the backstage walk.
Yeah.
I mean, that's just big fight feel straight away.
Yeah. And speaking of big fight feel, you get the glass smashing.
I remember listening to Kevin Kelly when he was on with the boys, talking about the first half of 1997. This was his first WrestleMania, and he was very disappointed that it was like in Chicago, and he just looked around and he's like, this could be Raw. And then you've got like big match feel, Austin against Bret. It becomes less like a Raw at that point when you get this match on the go.
Well, the thing you got to remember with that kind of comment is they didn't do a stadium until 2001, so it was all like this.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, this got 16 number 1 votes in the GWB thing that we did a few years ago. Out of 36 ballots.
Deserved every one of them.
I think this was only one of a handful of matches that was on every single. This might have been the only one that was on every single ballot.
Yeah, it was the one and only match that appeared on all ballots, which is insane. Yeah, I have the top 5 pulled up right now. It was Bret Austin, Cena Punk, Savage Steamboat, Michaels Undertaker in the Hell in a Cell, and then Bret Owen.
Bret Owen not good enough to make it to 5 stars by Dave Meltzer.
My top 3 matches the place to be top 3. That's quite interesting.
Uh-huh.
I think I had Bret and Owen top 10. I'm probably Hell in a Cell was top 20, but I don't think it went. I don't think I went top 10 on it, unlike you two.
That's the GOAT.
I think so.
I don't know what it is about it, but it just like that's like the perfect match to me for some reason.
It's just that visual there, camera, just both guys just.
You can like.
Oh, and he goes right at him.
Today you can over direct it. I mean, 90,000 jump cuts for a brawl on the second match of SmackDown, but the direction there, over the shoulder, over Austin's shoulder, Bret walking towards him, and then boom, straight into it.
Just shoots the half and just completely runs over him.
Well, the thing you got to remember about this time period, I mean, obviously you guys are a little bit younger than me, but the narrative now is that, you know, Austin won King of the Ring, and then the Austin 316 signs were out the night after, and, you know, he was off to races. No. It was, you know, it took that match at Survivor Series and then this match to Austin on the map. Even I'd put the Raw victory a distant third in that. It's these two matches with Bret that absolutely makes Steve Austin a main event. Oh, get out of the way, security man. Makes him a main event star.
Move it. If you were to look at the build up to this one on the Wikipedia page, Hart and Austin's rivalry, this is a quote, Hart and Austin's rivalry began after Austin won the King of the Ring tournament and began taunting Hart, who was inactive at the time, which is patently untrue.
We got Albano and fucking Tony Atlas in the front row.
Yeah, because I don't even think the Shitman stuff started until like around, I want to say, Mind Games. Was that when the Pillman interview happened?
Yeah.
It would, because was that not when Bret was meant to come back? Was Mind Games, or was that when Bret did come back? No, he came back on Raw, didn't he?
He was supposed to come back over SummerSlam at some point, yeah.
But like,
because there's that Raw, isn't there, where like Austin's watching the screen and then Pillman's like going shit-eating grinning in the background.
But Ben, to your point, like King of the Ring happened and he won. Austin 316, and there wasn't Austin 316 signs at Raw the next night that they always tell you there was.
No.
But or not as many anyway. He wasn't on International Incident, and then he lost in three, or did he lose to Yokozuna? Or at least had a 3-minute match with Yokozuna on the pre-show to SummerSlam.
Yeah, I think it was a no contest because the rope broke or whatever.
That's what it was. But it's like,
I think it didn't have a finish. Yeah.
Either
lost or they did said no contest. Yeah.
Yeah. To go from that to the SummerSlam, the Survivor Series match was a bit of a leap. But
the Survivor Series match isn't on the 5-star list, is it? Isn't it slightly below?
Yeah, it's slightly below.
Okay.
Yeah, we don't talk about that match because somebody might have forgot about it. Had to put it in at like top 50, in number 50 odd. In much the same way Calum can't talk about the 3 stages of hell match.
No, which is genuinely one of my favourite matches ever, because I absolutely love No Way Out 2001. And I completely forgot about it.
So is the danger with these lists. There's always one you forget.
Well, remember, for the longest time, Scott thought he'd missed out AJ from the GWW wrestler and was taking shit for it for weeks, and then he realised he put him in at like number 43. And he was on his list the whole time.
Yeah, he was looking at it on one of the pods or something like that, and he was like, well, fuck, I actually had him on the whole time. Like, he realized he had somebody on there twice, and then he was like, oh, yeah, that's where AJ went.
That was a great brawl into the crowd, by the way, that whole sequence.
That became an Austin staple for years.
And apparently, like, leading up to this match, Austin was kind of pissed that it was a submission match, because he was like, well, goddamn, pal, I don't have a submission. What the hell am I supposed to do? But like, he was like, I don't really know how to work that, you know.
He's got the $1 million dream. He's fine.
But yeah, they basically just described to him and said, you're just gonna have to beat the shit out of him to the point where he's gonna have to quit. So that was really what it came down to.
Oh, goddamn, pal, I can do that.
Well, hell, son, I can do that, I guess.
You put S in front of his name. That's what I think of Bret Hart.
And then you fast forward 20 years, and that is basically what Brock Lesnar does now, is just beat people into submission.
Oh, good lord.
These guys, this has been non-stop so far. This has been total non-stop action. Trademark that for the future.
Ew.
That'll come in handy at some point.
That stair spot could have been very, very, very much more dangerous than it was.
Yes.
Because he almost dropped that right on his foot, and it could have broken his foot, and this match would be so fucked from, like, the get-go.
They are working so snug and stiff as well.
Mm-hmm.
And
this is the Hart brother Austin did like.
To be fair, it's not the one that almost paralyzed him.
Yeah. Oh yeah, he held a lot of resentment towards him after that, obviously before he passed, but yeah, I think that's honestly why they kept them away from each other for as long as they did, because Austin genuinely didn't like him because he never really apologized for it.
Mm-hmm. Was that not? But after Survivor Series, they never really worked with each other again after that, did they?
No.
Mm-mm. They teamed in that fucking stupid ass DX that has Savio Vega in it bullshit, but but other than that, I don't think so. Unless it was just a short Raw match or something.
Mm-hmm.
Austin there just flipping Shamrock off. Great character work.
Oh, good lord.
Well, I don't think it's going to be too much of a shock to say that Austin is my number one in my GWWE list. It's not even. I mean, it's not even close for me. I'll be totally honest, but I am Uber Austin Mark number one, so I make no apologies for that.
Is that based off the stuff of this time, or his more recent stuff, which is also excellent?
I think the more recent stuff is a worthy addendum to it. I think I would
say so.
But I think you look at it, and I know people go on about Cena should be in there and Roman should be in there and all that, but you just got to consider that Austin basically did all this stuff in 4 or 5 years.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's the thing about this time period is Austin does it in such a short time, Rock does it in such a short time. A lot of the people of this era weren't around very long. They got in, did their thing, and got out.
They wrestled a more dangerous style back then, but like you say, they got it done.
Well, because you think, because Bret has 12 years, Shawn has 10, and then another. Oh Christ, I don't another 8 after that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
8, isn't it? Something like 8.
Yeah, Austin has 5, 6.
Austin came in and. Yeah, he came in 95. You might as well say 96.
Yeah.
And then left in 03 permanently. You pretty much could say 02 because he doesn't wrestle the whole time.
He only has those couple of matches in 03. I love the ring post figure 4.
Oh yeah,
tremendous.
But only when Bret does it. Bret's the only person that is allowed to do it.
I just thought, Logan, something we talked about on Highway before. We're going to see a proper sharpshooter tonight.
Oh, thank God.
Really? Oh, you right? Sorry, apologies. Never mind.
Yeah, we're gonna see it. We're gonna see it in this match.
And this one, yeah.
Yeah, because Bret and Owen are apparently the only two people that can actually figure out how to lock in a sharpshooter.
Sorry, I'll look into I'll look behind the curtain. We're recording this in the same night that we're also going to be doing the Money in the Bank Twitch. And I thought you were talking about Natalia there for a second, Ben.
Now Rousey's gonna lock one in later, and she's Bret's been showing her the secrets to the trade.
As for the good sharpshooters, I think we can add Claudio to the list of good sharpshooter people. So there's 3 now.
Yeah, Tyson Kidd isn't bad, but it's still I don't know. everybody just a little bit off for some reason to me. For some, it's just some of it's a slight, and then others are just like the most abysmal thing you could possibly see. Like, have you ever seen Bret lock in the move?
What a spot that is! That is just that is tremendous.
Yeah. I've not got this. I've not got the thingy on. I've not got the sound on, but you can see the crowd are starting to get behind Austin.
Like that.
I love the chair shot. It's the thing of because it's almost like watching Star Wars, isn't it? You know, Anakin turning into Darth Vader. You can see it. Brett's like not wanting. You know, he's going ahead with it, but he doesn't want to do it.
Mm-hmm.
And then you realise actually no, he's actually a bad motherfucker as well. Whereas Austin, his character has always been that way, and that the fans respond to it. But yeah, that chair shot's unreal. Just the way he stands up and just goes.
It just grounds him with it too.
No, I am not going to lie here with my chair in here. I'm going to get up and I'm going to absolutely welly you with this.
Man, I wonder how much different Austin's career would have been if he had not gotten dropped on his head. Like how much longer he could have gone, and how different his style would have been. Because I think that really changed how he was in the ring. I mean, he was still a brawler for the most part beforehand, but he was pretty technical in how he went at stuff. So.
Well, I mean, you just watch that. that Survivor Series match to see how technical he is.
Well, look at this. He's got a bloody octopus stretch on just now, or something along those lines.
I think it's that thing though with the injury as well. Like, in a way, the legend of Austin. Like, it's the fact that the run is that short, like Logan said, and it's similar with The Rock, that you remember the thing is, he's not that. His match compilation is in a 4 or 5 year period compared to some of these newer guys, where you genuinely are struggling to remember some of their matches from just last year, for example. And that's not me as saying that as an older fan. I'll say it before anybody else does.
What gets me is what was Austin meant to be doing on this night? Because obviously Bret was meant to be facing Shawn. All going well, Bret and Shawn are having their match in the main event. Who does Austin face?
I want to say the rumor was Bulldog, but I don't know how they would have gotten there.
I mean, I can't.
I think he'd have gone for somebody like Mankind or Vader.
I can see that, yeah. But
Mankind
I can see
would have been cool
because the Undertaker would probably still have been facing Sid.
The Undertaker was always going to face Sid. It was just the fact that it was a title match.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can probably see Mankind, but I think Mankind and Vader were at one point meant to face off against each other.
Yes,
that was supposed to be a one-on-one match for sure. Yeah.
Well, he talks about it in the book, doesn't he? They were going to have the
that would have been amazing.
So yeah, I think Logan might be right with that.
Bulldog.
Owen or Bulldog.
I mean, no disrespect to either man because they're excellent in their own right, but does Austin even get to the level he's at by facing Owen or the Bulldog at this match?
Oh, no.
I mean, come on. I think everything fell into place. Austin was in the right place at the right time, being the right person as well. But this was just this is a total light in a bottle, stars aligning type thing. And I think Shawn gets a bad rap for losing his smile, but he should be thanked. He should be thanked for misplacing that smile because it gave the world Stone Cold Steve Austin. And I'm glad he found it eventually because it then gave us the second Shawn run, so all worked out in the end.
Mm-hmm.
Logan seems unconvinced.
No. Shawn should be lauded as the greatest of all time for multiple reasons. And Marcus Fuller turned it off now.
Oh, and here comes the Austin Blade job.
He didn't blade. It was hard way, Ben. What are you talking about?
Kayfabe brother.
They weren't supposed to blade here.
It's a proper gusher as well. Look at it.
Is this the one that he didn't? Is this the one that he didn't want to blade because he didn't know how to do it, and Bret did it, or did he do it himself and just like did an Eddie Guerrero Judgment Day 04 to himself?
I can't remember. I want to say that I want to say this one might be the one where Hart blades in. I don't know. I'm not sure. Because I think the technical term for this just now is it's pissing out of him.
It is.
Damn, pal. I got myself a gusher here.
And Bret is like a shark that's just seen the blood and he's just going for it.
I thought you just said a shark, but I know you said shark.
If you put an S in front of his last name, that's what I think of Bret Hart.
A shark, dear boy, a shark.
Yeah.
Goddamn, Bret, I
If a shark sees blood, it's probably not good.
No, if a shark sees blood, see a doctor.
5 moves of doom time.
Yeah. But it's like calculated 5 moves of doom.
Yeah.
Like,
with added chairs.
yes. And you can see the crowd turning towards Austin because like when he walloped Bret with the chair on the top rope, the crowd like were to a man were on their feet.
Yeah, but look at that crowd there. There's nobody clapping Bret, but they're all paying attention. They're all
Yes.
there's every set of eyes.
I think
Is fixed.
yes.
Mm.
They know
Such a
that
fucking devastating attack with the chairs. Unreal.
these people know that they're seeing something special already.
See, you could tell Bret wasn't going to lock the sharpshooter in there either because he was locking it in wrong. He stepped the wrong way.
And as we said before, I forgot Shamrock was about. He's just Shamrock's a fan at this point, just with the best seat in the house.
Mm-hmm. I wonder if he appreciated this at the time.
Well, I think he did
Like
because I
being
think
so
he,
new to it.
yeah, I think he started off as a wrestler before he went to the UFC.
Yeah,
I
that's
think he
right. He
is.
wrestled in the 80s, I think, or something like that.
So I think he does. I think he was genuinely, I don't know, not a fan, but he was appreciative of the.
Yeah.
I think. I would like him to get that. Shamrock's a guy that I wish would come back for a Rumble appearance or just like a run towards. He's a part timer I wouldn't mind seeing again because he still looks great and it's just to hear that music again. And he's a machine.
Yeah,
I love Shamrock.
Oh,
That's great. So, yeah, the Bret corner bump, but then just a little head wobble from Austin now.
awesome.
So good.
I just stomped a mud hole in your ass and walked it dry.
Nice.
Damn. Good shit.
I'm not gonna give a rating yet, Calum, but I'm pleased to say it still holds up from like 3 years ago when I last watched it.
Is is the match starflating as well as you are starflating at the minute?
Mm.
Well, easy, serious pod, Cal, serious pod.
It's okay. It's okay that like wrestling is meant to make you feel good. Well, sorry, good wrestling is meant to make you feel good, as we have discussed previously about bad wrestling.
Yes. When you do a bad wrestling pod, you quite like to watch something good every now and again.
You remember when we watched Buff Bagwell and Roddy Piper try to box each other? What a time.
There's one for the Christmas special. The negative Starflation. Does it go down to -7?
Every dud ever given. See if it can go down to negative. That's the sequel series.
Yes. After we've done 120 episodes of this one.
Here comes the image, boys.
Again, just a complete stars aligning moment. Just with that one.
Admittedly, this isn't one of Bret's best sharpshooters, because you're really not supposed to sit on their back like he is right now. You're supposed to kind of be elevated. But he's had a banger of a match, and he's probably tired, so I don't blame him.
So quarter star off for the poor sharpshooter.
Yeah,
what you're saying.
Yep, it's gonna be 6 3/4.
Kevin Dunn gets a lot of shit now, but this is some great camera work and cuts and director here.
Yeah, this is WWE production at its best right here.
Not trying to reinvent the wheel.
And actually, I know what Logan's saying, but the sharpshooter actually works in this state because, like he says, they are a bit tired, and Bret with his heel character is going to sit back on the back. He's going to try and wrench the leg and do the back at the same time. He isn't trying to be like the scientific technical guy here. He's just trying to he's literally beating this guy up within an inch of his life.
Yeah. So for once, it's absolutely justified to look kind of shitty, because obviously they're tired as hell. They've been going at it hard for, almost 20 minutes at this point. So, but it fits into the story of the match's telling. And look at that again for another. Look at that for an image as well. He passed out, pal. He never said I quit.
Bret just looking at the fans, just going, "You did this to me.
Yeah,
you did this.
You made me this piece of shit.
Yeah,
I've not changed. You have.
I didn't do this. You're the ones that's caused this. You've only got yourself to blame." And there's guys in the front row there just applauding.
Is it? I might be getting my timeline wrong here. It's the night after he does the one of the interviews, isn't it? Or the interview, I should say.
The night after is when he hugs Owen and Bulldog and gets them to stop being bastard.
No, I think that's a couple of weeks later.
Is it?
Are you thinking of the this is bullshit? You screwed me.
Yeah. There's an interview. There's an interview in the ring, and this is in the cage match. I think is the week later.
No, the cage match was before that, was it not?
What's the cage match the week before? Sorry, forgive me, guys. Forgive me.
Oh, there goes Bret.
Yes, the cage match the week before, isn't it? Because Austin's trying to get Bret to win.
Yes, Austin's trying to get Bret to win.
Get Sid to win.
Yeah.
Man, it's so sad that we never got that match. Shamrock and Bret. At a big stage, at least. And we might have gotten it on a Raw. I'm not sure, but I'm pretty sure we never.
I don't think we did, because it goes next month and they have a rematch, which I genuinely didn't know that Austin and Bret had a rematch. It was be the next day in your house until the WWE 13 Attitude Era mod.
Oh wow!
Yeah, and then because I thought it finished at this, and then Bret does his knee. Bret's knee's injured, They would have
Look
fought.
at
They
it.
would have fought a Canadian Stampede though.
Yeah. Look here though. How many people are flipping him off on the way back, on the way out the ring?
This is everything about this
Yeah.
match. The turn, everything is perfectly executed.
Yeah.
That poor ref was just trying to do his job, Austin.
Yeah, but it was made.
Yeah, this isn't just one of the best WWE matches ever. It's one of the best matches just ever in the history of wrestling. Japan, ROH, TNA, all that kind of stuff included. Just one of the best to ever be done right here.
And I think it's difficult because obviously your man Meltzer has a very distinct, I'm not going to say bias, but he's definitely got a preference for Japanese wrestling, which is fine. But sometimes because you've got that predisposed preference to something, you will, and he's also got a predisposed negative opinion a lot of the time about the WWE, that he might rank something like this, not this one because he did obviously rate it 5, but WWE matches lower because they're WWE matches. You might not think that they're worthy of 5 stars, whereas something that's just as good will get 5 stars in Japan because of that style of wrestling. Again, bear no grudges for the man. He likes what he likes. But that, everything in that match, bell to bell, the double turn, everything was executed perfectly.
I presume you guys have kept it running, but just look at King's face there. He's like, what the fuck have I just watched?
Yeah, he's standing up for, Austin, saying he had never tapped, so.
And that's the thing that I like about it, because you can tell when these guys, they're playing a character, but you can tell when these guys are getting really into a match. It's like Bobby Heenan in WCW. He didn't like a lot of the stuff, but see when he was watching something he liked, he got really behind that.
Yeah.
And these guys are the same here. No.
But go what you said, Calum. I think you can say that what you said about Meltzer. I think that's true for us all.
Mm.
I mean, everybody knows. Well, I say everybody. Most people know my dislike for, let's say, NXT 2.0. So if Logan says, "Oh, there's a really good match on there," I'm gonna watch it, and I'm already. I know. We all do it. We all do where we all have we all pigeonhole ourselves.
Yes. Well, yeah, that's true, because we are, as we record this, we're a couple of nights away from Blood and Guts, and
yes.
you're being at your current preference just now is All Elite Wrestling. You're predisposed to be. You're going in thinking this is going to be a banger, and you're maybe going to be slightly more generous when it comes to that match. Whereas somebody like Logan, who's a 2-point Logan, or myself, or Rory, for instance. Now, Rory is very appreciative of a good wrestling match, as we've seen with him watching NXT shows on the special relations, but he is not naturally going to be slightly more forgiving about shortfalls in the match.
But, I mean, I know we talk about this also match, but to go to that Blood and Guts match, everybody was saying straight away, people were making jokes about it, like Ben's going to, be all over it. So I said, no, it was too long and there was too many people in the match. It was it was very good. But it wasn't I'm not going to say it's an all-star classic or anything.
But, yeah, excellent stuff. Yes, but that's something that we'll bear in mind, and we may get some outside help for some of the ones where we might need some more. When it comes to NXT matches, we might get Rory involved. I think he's probably going to be a nice objective person when it comes to that sort of thing.
Yeah, we need some connections to the dark web to find some of these matches.
Yes,
we'll have to reach out to people.
We will. I'm sure that if need to, Chad could probably hook us up with some of the Japanese stuff, and some of that, because yes, we might need some help. But I mean, I need to ask the question anyway, just to be full and final about it. But Logan, adjusted for Starflation, Dave Meltzer gave this 5 stars. What is your Starflated rating for this match?
I mean, this has got to be 7 stars. I don't know how this wouldn't be considered by most people to just be one of the greatest matches ever across all companies, kind of like I said a minute ago. It's just amazing. Everything's so stiff. They just work nonstop for, I don't know exactly how long it is, but it's somewhere around 20 minutes. But they go nonstop the whole time. They battle through the crowd. They effectively use weapons when they need them, but they don't overuse them. I just think it's absolutely great, and obviously it's one of the best WWE matches ever. But according to the list that we were talking about earlier, but it's definitely one of the best ever in all companies, all company wide. So definitely 7.
Excellent, thank you for that. And Ben, same question. What is your Starflated new rating based on the 7-star scale?
I will keep it short and sweet. I'll try to anyway. Best match in North American wrestling history. Best match I've ever seen. 7 stars.
There we go. You can't be more concise about that. That was absolutely beautiful.
Some people say I waffle on and on, but I can't go short and concise when I need to.
Honestly, I wouldn't have blamed you if you waffled on about this one, because it's one of these ones, 20-minute match. I think the three of us could conceivably talk about it for the next hour or so. About everything.
I'll just say quickly, it's the match that made a main event player into a legend. It's the match that truly started a legend off to become the biggest star that wrestling's ever seen. And historical significance of this match is off the chart, off the scale. Show that you can do these kind of turns within a match plausibly. It all works within the character. That's what's so great about it. They don't need to do flashy moves. What's the flashiest move we saw? Maybe the top rope superplex. But you don't.
Yes, I would say so. Yeah.
You don't need all the moves to do everything. If you're telling a fucking great story, which this does, you don't need anything else.
Mm-hmm. No, I can't argue with that at all. I think everything, and I've said it when we were watching, everything about this was presented perfectly. Even down to the camera work that they did to show all the big moments. I think this is the stars aligned for this one. It drove on, and we're not going into sort of historical context. That's for the pedestal podcast. But this is a sliding doors moment. This match doesn't happen. If you do get Bret and Shawn and Bulldog and Austin, you might not get the boom that you did. This is a sliding doors moment. Everything in this went better than planned. It was absolutely perfect, and I am also going to go 7 stars on it. I don't think you can argue that this is one of the best matches ever. Even if you're not a WWF fan from the time, or WWE fan, if you're more, even at this time, if you're a WCW fan at that, you could not watch that and say that that's not one of the best matches you have ever seen, period, from any company. So, yeah. There we go. We have proven the Starflation concept excellently there. We've gone 7 stars all across the board from on the first go round. So yes, can't say we're not fair on it. So that'll bring us to the end of this one. Thank you very much, gents, for joining me on this new concept. It was greatly appreciated.
Appreciate it.
So yes, we'll just finish off. We'll just finish off with some plugs. Logan, what have you got going on that the good people of Place to Be Nation and the fans of the Quad Pods can listen into?
Just listen to YouTube Roulette. It's me, Matt, Sean, Jake, and Scott Shiflett. We pick random matches from YouTube. And just kind of live watch them as we go. Some of them have been really good, and some of them have been some of the worst matches we've ever seen in our lives. So that's definitely an interesting one to kind of dive into. It was one of my favorites to do every month. Highway to the Impact Zone, we just watched Unbreakable 2005, which is has what many consider to be the greatest TNA match of all time, which would be Joe versus Daniels versus Styles for the X Division title. We have the Salad family of pods, popcorn, and wrestling, and just a bunch of other stuff on all the feeds. Just listen to everything. Everybody does a great job, and it's all definitely a great listen to. So just listen to everything.
Thank you very much. I think, yes, listen to everything is excellent excellent advice to go by, because everyone is, all the stuff is wonderful. There's something for everyone. If you can't find something on these on across the quad that doesn't interest you, then we'll need to try better, because I don't think there's definitely something for everyone on here. Something for everyone. A lot of the podcasts are also hosted by Mr. Ben Luck. Ben, what have you got going on for the fine people?
Oh, thank you. Well, Logan's mentioned most of the things we do, because we do quite a lot together. But all I will say is, Logan's mentioned the Salad Pod. So we recorded the latest edition of Popcorn Chicken Salad, where me, Matt, and Logan watched Honey, I Shrunk the Kids. Depends how you feel about that film, if you consider it guilty pleasure or not. And of course, me and Logan were joined by you, Calum, as the new co-host on Wrestling's Chicken Salad, where we watched. We talked about Bash of the Beast 1999. What a way to announce your debut.
Yeah, you're fired, Calum.
Yes, I'm greatly appreciative of the opportunity to join the Chicken Salad crew. The seat was still warm. I don't know what show I've been doing on it beforehand. But
a lot of crop dusting.
so much crop dusting. But yes, it was a pleasure to join, and I hope I haven't burnt my bridge straight away by choosing Bash of the Beach 1999. That was. Please listen to that. If you've not listened already, please give that a listen to hear our wonderful thoughts on it. We've also got the special releases. We're coming back with a bang. I don't think we've not discussed our big comeback, but there might be an event happening in the UK that might be nicely coinciding with a return for us.
Some might say there might be a clash going on.
Yes. Quite near a castle.
That could be awesome, though. So you got to be doesn't quite roll.
Scotsman with a big sword might be wielding it. We'll say
that'll be me in the middle of Cardiff after Drew wins the title back.
That's some Scottish bloke's going to come down the road.
It'll be like thingy. It'll be like that. It'll me. And Drew in the ring, like the ECW one where the ring broke with all the fans in with the Public Enemy. It'll be me, Drew. I imagine there's going to be other Scottish people there. We'll just crowd the ring and we'll just take over.
Yeah, me and Rory have already said that Calum's going to be sat in the middle of us, because it's not fair on the other person to have Calum.
Yeah, he's got to be in the middle.
But yeah, Rory, you and Rory will be abandoning me. Just to leave me in the middle of Cardiff. He's
not with us. Nothing to do with us.
I've never met the guy before in my life.
He has no trust.
Yes, so that could be. Chances are that'll be the big return, if not sooner. It's all dependent on Mr. McNamara's life out with podcasting, which we obviously greatly respect. Other than that, there's NWA Crock and Roll as well. Myself, Dr. G, Sean, and Scott Shiflett going through 1986 Jim Crockett Promotions. That is always a good time. And all things streaming as well. If you could like, follow, subscribe, whatever the terminology is on your preferred platform. We're across a lot of them. Twitch.tv/PlaceToBeNation. PlaceToBeNation, all one word, on YouTube. Facebook.com/PTBN Live, if that's your preference. And of course Twitter, if you follow us on at PTBN YouTube as well. You'll find us there. So you'll find us across a myriad of social media and streaming platforms for whichever whichever you prefer. But all that remains to be said at this point is thank you once again, gentlemen, for joining me for this episode 0 of the Starflation podcast, episode 1, episode 0. We'll see what the Podfather puts out. So thank you very much again, guys.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
And thank you all for listening. And we hope you enjoyed the new pod, the new concept, and hopefully you'll be able to hear us again next month. Thank you very much, and goodbye.